Welcome to the call, guys. Welcome to the iSponsor Info webinar. We are super pumped to have you all on and really grateful that you could share some of your time tonight. We promise that this call will provide a lot of value for you guys moving forward. But yeah, obviously in terms of what we are as a company, it's very new, but a very beneficial platform. We're just going to go over some simple tips and tricks and things to move forward on how to best utilize this platform. But as I said, we just want to welcome you guys to the call. My name's Damien. I'm one of the iSponsor team members here, and we all just want to thank you for your time as well. We all know obviously what's going on in Australia at the moment, and we strongly feel that this digital platform will help every single sporting organisation moving forward and create more community amongst local business and sport. But like anything, it takes obviously new or some learning and understanding of how to best implement it. So anything new, takes a little bit of time and tinkering and understanding, which is what we will go over tonight. We as iSponsor team members have a strong sporting background, and strongly believe that sport is a huge part in Australian culture. But to have sport, we need volunteers and good people at grassroots level to be able to feed to the top levels. So we want to help all levels. So just a few housekeeping tips before we get things started. Just please ensure that your microphone stays on mute so we just save any background noise, because we will be recording this Zoom and we'll be putting it up on our YouTube channel for everyone to access after the call as well. So if you have anyone within your organisation that you wanted to share this with, we will be able to do that. Our CEO will be running through this event and how to use the app, how to best utilize your welcome pack. So that's the pack that you all would have received upon joining iSponsor. We have a special guest on to show, a club delegate, just to show some tips and tricks and success that he's had within his club as well. And the remaining time will be a Q&A. So please utilize the chat box for any questions that you guys have. We will be answering them live as we go. So one of the team members will be answering your questions live, and we'll also get to some of the most valuable questions at the end as well. So I wanted to introduce our CEO, Richard Sagano. So he's the founder and CEO of iSponsor. It's been a few years in the making, and when it all come to fruition, it's all been a big explosion in Australia. So we're super grateful to have him on and just giving some insight into what this can sort of do for your organisation. But Richard, I just wanted to see if you're there, mate.
Hey, mate.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So yeah, Richo, what is iSponsor and what is our vision as a company, mate?
Yeah, look, I guess for the ones in there that might have already had a play with it, it's a tool to try and create a bit more financial stability for clubs and show the sponsors in the local area just how much we support them back. The vision is, mate, that we can create that income for as many people as we can. I just saw Angelo from Leschnold in there, mate. I want to say congratulations. You guys have a small list of users and you've made quite a few $100, so good on you guys. But the vision is that everyone can make an income, no matter how small or how big the club is, and support the local blokes. And, if the lockdowns and the times that we can't leave the door and fundraise and sell raffle tickets, we can still buy a pair of sneakers online and put a few bucks in the bank for the club.
Sure. And obviously everyone that's on this call, contributes to their sporting organisation, whether it's secretary, treasurer, president, even just a committee member. Why is their role so important within sporting organisations, and how can we sort of help that moving forward?
Yeah, well, you guys, you are very underappreciated. Like we all know that. Like I've been a volunteer myself. So I just want to say thanks for what you're doing for society in a nutshell. It's, without you guys, the grass wouldn't be green, the kids wouldn't be running around sweaty and annoying us for Maccas after the game. So, kudos to you guys. And with that, obviously there's a fair bit of responsibility. Most of you aren't paid. I'd say the majority of you in here aren't paid, but, we just want to be able to help you guys take a little bit of stress off, whether it's income or time or support, or even just ring us if you're having a rough day.
Awesome, mate. Now we lucky enough to have Tony Fisher on this call. So Tony is a club secretary of Maribyrnong Football Club down in Victoria. I think everyone on this call knows what Victoria's been through the past sort of 12 to 18 months, and it's a credit to Tony what he's done with Maribyrnong, because it's quite incredible. And he was one of the first to come on. Sponsor, but yeah, just wanted to invite Tony on the call. If you're there, Tony, could you unmute, please?
Yep. Hi, everybody. There you go.
Tony. So yeah, Tony, and I'll just ask you, mate, like obviously what your experience and backing has been with iSponsor, and then obviously your relationship with Richard, how it's blossomed obviously since going through iSponsor. Richo can probably ask you a few more questions and tell some funny stories, mate. But what's your experience been with iSponsor so far, mate?
Yeah, look, it's been really good. We started off in the very early days. We were, I guess, a little bit wondering how it was going to work, whether it was going to be exactly what we thought it was going to be. And I think it's been all that, plus it's got plenty more to offer. We basically started off with two of the committee registering, and we eventually got one sponsor to come on. And as soon as we did that first transaction, it was just, how good's this? And just, I think their potential is unlimited.
So Tony and Andrew from Marby actually helped me pilot this. So it was the original was just me in my lounge room and Tony. So Tony's been a big support. And now when we do a demonstration of the app and show you how many business Tony's got on, Tony's probably spent about 15 hours when he pulled his finger out, probably spent about 15 hours in getting all those businesses and getting all those users on. And it's the 4th of August and you'll see some decent numbers on there already for these guys. But Tony's been a lot of, like, he's taught us how to do this as well, being a committee member, and giving us a lot of feedback and whatnot, so we can refine the process and help you guys out a little bit more. But yeah, so Tony, then the biggest thing is Tony probably didn't do as much as he could have, and this is a conversation me and Tony have had, but probably until he actually got that user experience and did a transaction himself. And how many guys you got on there now, Tony?
We've got, I think we're up to 203 or 204 at the moment. Yeah. There's a few of those that are probably still to complete their full registration, but that'll come. So I think we've had something like 40 to 45 active users so far, but so we've still got a lot of work to do in terms of getting those people active. So.
Yeah, and you're already in the thousands of dollars, mate, in the month.
In that 7 months, it's I think December was about $2.50 or something, and it's just kept going up every month from there as we've brought in more people and also got more sponsors on board. So and they're a mix of in-store, and also we've got an online exclusive sponsor as well. So
yeah, so Tony's killing it, guys, and but yeah,
great, mate. I appreciate your time and appreciate you jumping on, Tony.
No worries. I mean, there's still a lot more for us to do, but we're heading in the right direction. So it's good. Yep. Cool.
Awesome, mate.
Right, I'll pop off.
So just obviously with what Tony was touching on, what we might do now is just invite Richo to share his screen and just go through some simple tips and tricks about how to use the app. Please, I emphasize that if you have any questions, just put them in the chat box and we'll get to them live. But yeah, obviously, Richo, if you want to share your screen, mate, just go how to set up your account, how to choose your organization, registering card, the simple things. But obviously, with anything new, a lot of people, including myself, aren't too tech savvy. So just get through the simplicity of it, mate.
So guys, the easiest way to do it is just hitting your Facebook button there. A lot of people think that it links with Facebook and things like that. But the reality of it is Facebook's just a really strong tool, and that means they've got a really strong password encrypted system. So all it is using their system. So they give other businesses access to that system. So that's because it's a quick way to sign up. So I just hit Facebook and I confirm, open, continue, and then I'm in. But I still haven't selected a club yet. So when your members are signing up, make sure that they go to the next level. But because Tony's been there, we're going to show you Maribyrnong and like where they're at for this month. A few things that we want to talk about is one is your, oh, Edlin changed the picture, is their online versus in-store. So some people will see the online, if you see down the bottom here, it's online. Some people will see the online purchases, the businesses, and they will, you know, if it's like our lack of information or whether it's lack of education from us as well, they might think that they can go into the stores and use their card, but it's very separate between your online and your in-store. But what you'll see at the top here is Tony's actually got a food company on board. So they've brought on their own actual online partner. So if someone rings up and orders through Edlin, you know, 5% goes back to the club. It's a food place in Melbourne, so it's probably not a bad business to have on there. I'm going to jump over to the in-store ones and show you guys what Tony's done here. So we've got the local coffee shop, the local physio, the local beauty bar, a burger joint, kebab shop, another burger joint, Rapid Tune Auto. So I know that in April, Tony got his car serviced and 4 new tyres there, and he made $129 from the one business for the club. Another burger joint. Tony really likes burgers. A bottle shop and a pub. So these ones are all club specific. So these guys only sponsor Tony's club because Tony went out there, gave them the letter that we give in the welcome pack and said, guys, if you want to jump on an iSponsor, you know, call the number at the bottom. And we helped Tony with the most of them. And now Tony's all over it, and he knows the process, goes in and gets it done. And obviously, no matter where you are, you'll see all the geographically located businesses. So in store, for clarity, in order to work for I'm going to show you the leaderboard. So today's the 4th of August. And this is, if you look up the top here, this is this month. So this month already, how many we got there? We've had 12 people make the money from $129 down to 62 cents. And if you look at the pending transactions, that's this month. This club has already, in the top 12 people, this money will be going to this club. And then if you look at how many people are using it, there's 204. Don't jump on there because it'll wreck Tony's numbers. But this is all live app, and it's all real money. And yeah, the numbers are a little bit better when you look at it for all time. So that's the leaderboard. So Tony, unfortunately, Tony wins every single month so far. So they haven't had a chance to incentivize it and give prizes away. But I reckon you've got to run for your money this month in Mick, Tony. With the in-store transactions, it's really important. It's really important that the guys link their cards. I'm going to just show you what happens. Now, this window that you see here, once the number goes in there, it doesn't go into any system of ours except the last 4 digits. So once it goes in there, it goes straight to Visa and MasterCard. We're not PCI compliant. We're not a bank. We're not anything like that. We just have a window. And on the other end of it, if you can picture a dude working for Visa and MasterCard typing the numbers in, that's where the information goes. We don't take your CSV or anything like that, which means it's there. So when it comes to telling your partners, your players and your members and whatnot, like it's that sort of side of things got absolutely nothing to do with us. We're more of a ledger. Yeah, I think that's probably about it. Is there any questions for the app while I've got it open?
Don't think so. If there is, mate, we'll get to them towards the end. But yeah, so just wanted to touch on as well the community page that we have on Facebook as well. So we have built a page on Facebook that is a community page. So it is for club delegates. So, you know, whoever is dealing or setting this up for their club, we wanted a community page where people can correspond with each other and share some tips and tricks. And so if you haven't joined that community page yet, just get in touch with your account manager and we can get that organized for you as well. But yeah, obviously we've got a Facebook page, Instagram page as well. So any sort of correspondence, we'd love to be tagged and see this stuff because, yeah, obviously, Richo, I know that you'll be touching on a bit later that it sort of, you know, once clubs and organisations can see what we're doing, it just creates that belief as well. But just wanted to move towards now the experience pack or the welcome pack. So every club or organisation that joins iSponsor receives a welcome pack upon registration. So if you haven't received one, or you want an updated one, we're happy to do so. We've got a team dedicated to providing this content for you guys to move forward. So any sort of dialogue that you need or marketing material, we can do. But yeah, it is valuable for creating success. So Richo, do you mind just sharing your screen again, mate? And we'll go through the welcome pack and how to best implement that moving forward as well, mate.
Yeah, definitely. Just let me know when it's up, Damo.
Yep, can see that, mate.
Yeah, wonderful. So guys, the first thing that we're going to talk about in the welcome pack is the letter for the businesses. So if any of you, if you have any, again, if you haven't got an updated welcome pad and it's not as pretty as this stuff, let us know. We'll get you a new one straight out, because at the start it was me doing the marketing, and now we've got a really handy Gemma doing really pretty stuff. So look, guys, to getting your business on is really like it could be the simplest part of it, because the businesses have got a pretty good they're pretty receptive to it. And we try and tell our guys, like we try and tell the team members to like just walk in, give them a letter. If they see your shirt, the chances are they're going to, like, you know, if you walk in with something in your hand, they're going to think you're going to ask them for money. But if you put this on the table and say, hey guys, if you wanted to support us through this, it means we only get money off you if we shop at your shop. And if you're interested in it, give the number at the bottom a call. And whichever account manager you have, whether it's Damien, Liam, Kyron, Janine, whoever it is, we'll be able to, like, they can ring them, talk to them about it. We can walk them through it, and we can help you through the process until you get so savvy at it, you get a big list like Tony's. It gives them a bit of an experience, like a bit of an understanding and whatnot. But we want to do that stuff for you guys. Like, you know, it's been built to create an income for you guys, and to make sure you're making money. So any help you need through the process is we're right on the other end of the phone. So just walk in, dump it on their desk, and leave them alone, walk out. The members. So one of the things we try to encourage is to have these around the place as well. Like if you've got a bar, put them on an in tray in the bar, send them out to put them with anything that you're doing, like just get them in the members' hands and get them through the email to the members, and get it into there with that constant reinforcing, and letting them know that, if you're not going to sit on the gate, you're not going to man the canteen, and you're not going to run the line or do whatever our other guys are doing, the least you can do for us is download an app and spend your normal money through the app, so we can get a little bit of a benefit from it. And if I'm talking too fast, anyone, just please let me know, or just turn your microphone on and tell me to be quiet. Tips to win. This is my favorite part. Like we've done so much research on the demographics that we're dealing with, and like all the people that we're affiliated with, and the best, then how to get the best out of them. And for the majority of our clients, they're sporting clubs, and for the majority of the people involved in them, they've been contestants, or they are contestants. And one of the biggest things we try to talk to is incentives. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing what someone will do for a $2 trophy, and a bit of a shout out on social media or in an email blast or something like that. Like people will go above and beyond for a $2 trophy, and video content as well. We all get uncomfortable. I'm actually nervous as hell in this webinar, in this Zoom right now, but we know that we have to do it to try and help our clients. And getting in front of the camera and putting yourself out there sometimes can be a little bit daunting, but most of the people in the room right now, they're a position of power at their club. And if you put yourself out there and you just tell people, hey, get on this app, mate, like, this is going to help us. It's not about sustainability anymore. It can be about survival, and be just straight to them and tell them to do it. And consistency. I don't know if you can tell I'm a bit nervous with this, but and get some people to help you and support you. Just drag 2 or 3 members of your club and say, hey guys, go and tell 5 of your friends to get this on their phone right now. If you don't want to do it yourself, get down there and with a QR code and just force them to do it, really. And the local businesses, as the local businesses come on, you'll start to see what Tony's created there, and you'll start to see that more and more. The guys over in WA, they've got a mechanic for all of them. Like for the NRL WA, they've got a mechanic, and the mechanic's willing to support all the clubs over there. If there's anyone in your area that's on the iSponsor as well, team up with them and go and have a yarn, and say, hey, we've got 2 clubs in the area. If you've got another club in your area you want to get on, call your CSM and we'll try and get them on as well. Social media, market, like all the biggest companies in the world, the reason that they're successful is from consistency in marketing. You know, we create all this sort of stuff for you and all those pretty colors that you know, so people can notice it, and it's that constant reminder. So when they do start seeing those things that you put on Facebook about the, you know, the #1 fundraiser for the club gets this $2 trophy, they go, oh shit, they go, oh darn, I better get on that and, you know, download the app and start supporting my club and doing the right thing. But all the stuff that we create is, you know, make sure you're sharing and tagging and tag us in stuff just randomly. And, you know, we'll be doing the same thing with you guys as well. FAQs, I don't know how many of you guys have read these, but there's a fair bit of information for the business, for your club and for the end user as well. You know, we've put as much as we can in without boring you, to give you enough information so you can talk about it with your members and your businesses and whatnot. But at the same time, even if you've got a troublesome member, like, let us know. We'll have a chat to them and hopefully turn them around and get them supporting you guys and telling everyone else to use it as well. But I don't even think it's a bad idea to have these sort of things out on your bar and, you know, print it out on your bar, or you know, have one laminated sitting there that people can constantly look at. There's one. And obviously the how-to club, how to support your club. You know, I'd be dropping it in an email once a month to our members so they can see it and realize it's a real thing and a real way to make money for your club. You know, I don't know how many clubs here have got too much money in the bank, but from a lot of the guys we talk to, like, there's a lot of clubs in dire need. You know, some of the bigger clubs are fortunate, but there's a lot of guys out there that are struggling. And just consistency, consistent messaging, and try and get it to that level where Tony's at now. This poster is for the sponsors. I don't know how many of us are utilizing the stuff in the welcome pack, but, you know, we put your logo here so that so the business can put this up in their window or in their shop or something like that. You know, we just send it to them, get them to print it out. It's almost a trophy for these guys, and it's a bit of a pride moment for them. So they can say that they are a sponsor, even if they haven't given you heaps of money straight away. They can put this in their window, and people will be attracted to their business. So, you know, hopefully the people that attract to their business are your registered members. You know, but that's why we do this sort of stuff. Is it works? You know, it works in big business. It'll work for your club. It'll work for the local bloke as well. And all this sort of stuff. So we'll create all these tiles for you. When you bring a local business on board, we'll create like a bespoke tile with the local business and your logo. So you end up with a suite. So Tony's got about 12 now, and they can just constantly use those tiles, you know, and just keep putting them up. Hey guys, don't forget to shop here through this and support the club and whatnot. But really chuffed with these. Well done, Gemma. But all this sort of stuff, you get all this sort of stuff to use, and, you know, but you got to use it as well and to create that messaging. Social media stuff, I say stuff a lot, sorry. Social media cheat sheet, just a little bit of dialogue to what to use. And, you know, again, this comes from our team that is pretty well versed in this sort of stuff. So they know what they're talking about, obviously more so than the boss. But again, like, there's plenty of little lines in there to help you guys get this permeating through your club and getting that money in the bank. But that's my
unreal, mate. That was a lot of value involved with that, mate. What we'll just move on to now. So we, when you register for this webinar, we had an option where you could actually write a question before coming on. So we've chosen some of the questions that people put through that link. Now I'll just get to them, Richo. So we'll move into the Q&A section part. So again, if you guys have any questions, just put them in the chat box. We will try to get to them. Mate, how do you motivate members to get on board? Is the first question.
I think we just got to let them know that, you know, your job's not easy. Like, you guys get up earlier, you get there earlier, you leave later. Like, they need to know how hard you guys work. And, you know, money doesn't grow on trees. Like, it's just so simple. Like, if they can understand the severity of what you guys go through, and with all the extra stuff that you have to do with COVID, like just give them an understanding. And, you know, if you have to post a video on your socials and letting them know, like if you have to get a bit passionate and throw a few cuss words in there, but if you, you know, conversation, the leaders in the club, you know, there's the committee, and then there's the personality leaders, the guys that are, or the girls that have got the big personalities. Those people need to be supporting you guys. You know, if they're not, again, if they're not going to sell raffle tickets and they're not going to run the line, or they're not going to man the canteen, they need to do something. Because unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of clubs in a lot of dire need. And next year, you know, explain to them, next year sponsors aren't going to be throwing cash around anymore. Like it's going to get tighter and tighter. And if we don't do something like this, then, you know, you won't get to play sport.
Yeah. Awesome, mate. And that's the thing. Obviously, a digital platform in these times just makes sense for clubs. What strategies for engaging club members who are not tech-minded?
Well, without throwing Tony under the bus again, Tony's not real tech savvy. There will be tech savvy people in your club, you know, whether someone younger has to give them an education piece, or whether someone has to actually just grab the phone and do it for them. Because again, if you've got some local businesses on board and the card's registered, they're going to accidentally make money. They'll go on holidays and they'll accidentally make money. But once those cards are registered for the local businesses, then they don't need to touch the app ever again.
Awesome. And again, guys, like I know we are in the process of putting through together simple video tutorials as well that can be sent out. So we are in the process that aren't too far away as well. But how to keep iSponsor at the forefront of club members, so of their minds once they have the app installed. So how do they keep them reminded of how to utilize iSponsor even in the off season?
Yeah, definitely. So that a lot of that will come back to the tiles and things like that, you know, like that social media content that we create. And it's also up to us as well, because once they're in the system, you know, it's on us to send them, you know, a little bit of communication without bombarding them and whatnot. But, you know, once people are in there, and the consistency with the social media, you know, we spend a lot of time with our phones in our hands, and, you know, if it's popping up in front of their face, I'll be like, oh yeah, you know, I've got to go do that. I've got to do that. And I'll tell you what, it's much better coming from the clubs than it is coming from a barrage of emails from Damien at iSponsor, or you know, or from us.
Yep. And there's another question here. I've informed our members a number of times about iSponsor, but nobody seems to be buying in. How do I get them to understand the importance of it?
Look, I guess that's you know, sometimes that can be hard. I think they really need to understand not just the importance of iSponsor, but the state that the country could be in, you know, and the importance of finance for the clubs. It's not a, you know, we talk to so many clubs, and so many people are throwing the towel in, and they don't want to do it next year. Like, we're not only going to lose money, and, you know, we're going to lose volunteers. And I think the people that are playing, like, if they don't care enough, then, you know, they just need to understand. You need to tell them, like, you know, some clubs do it really well, but some clubs, the people have been put into positions that, you know, they're not business owners, they're not, you know, tertiary educated or anything like that. They're people just having a crack, trying to make the club survive. And yeah, I think you just need to explain it to them. Again, jump on the socials and explain to them, like, it's not changing your life. It's literally just spending the money you spend anyway. Just do it through this and we get paid. It's yeah.
And I think too, like, just to add on to that as well, like in that question, it says, I've informed our members, like a good thing. And the old cliche is there's no I in team, you know, build a team around utilizing iSponsor, because once it's set up, it's just going to be like a spinning wheel. It's just a little reminder of everyone, hey, look, you know, we're on iSponsor. We have an opportunity to support our club, and everyone can contribute. But we'll move into some questions from the chat box, mate, if that suits you. A good question, and one thing that we get a lot, and what we're very transparent with, is like, basically, how do we get paid? How does iSponsor make the money, and what do we charge?
Yep. So for the local, like for the ones that we bring on for the clubs, we charge 2.2% of transaction, and depending on all the others is what we charge. Some of them we charge 0.7% because the transactions are big enough that it warrants it. But we never charge over 2.2. In fact, if you buy a coffee, we lose money. You know, but so we what you don't see what we charge though. So whatever you see in the app goes to the club, and we charge the business on the other side.
Yeah, that's pretty good considering Uber Eats charges, what is it, 28% to there?
Is that Uber Eats?
Something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, mate, another one would be, what's the average percent from online stores?
Look, they chop and change. Like just then we saw Shaver Shop was 3%, but I've actually seen the Shaver Shop at 15% before. You know, I've seen City Beach at 25%. You know, the Good Guys, when we had them on there, was at 1%. It will be, and because the businesses also run their own campaigns according to the time of the year and whatnot. So sometimes, you know, come up to Christmas, you'll be raking it in.
And that's the thing. I've seen obviously the online stores will also have might have 30% off for our sponsor members plus, you know, 5% back to the club, or they might have deals and stuff, and you can see that all on the app as well, which is really cool. So there is some good deals that you can get there. But another question, mate, does it always take 90 days to get the money back into the club?
For the online stuff, they do because of the return policies. So there's you know, the people will buy something that it'll take 5 days to get to them. They'll try it on, and 2 weeks later they won't like it and they'll send it back. So those bigger businesses and online partners will they've got to look after their business by making sure that there's a clearance. So they sometimes, some of them clear it at 90 days, some of them clear it at 60 days. But we do try to, you know, we follow them up as much as we can.
Unreal. So we want to be mindful of everyone's time, and we appreciate the 30 minutes that everyone has put into their Wednesday night, whether you're in lockdown or not. But yeah, once again, mate, I want to thank you for your time, Richo. Any parting words for the participants, mate?
I just want to thank you guys. Like, you know, again, like these guys played, like the rest of the team was good at sport. I was the one selling raffle tickets, you know. But we had to sell raffle tickets to get jerseys and walk the streets at night and things like that. You know, a lot of the committees on this will remember those times. But you know, I think the guys you look after don't know how lucky they've got it to have people like yourselves still battling it out in these sort of times. And I just want to give you all a big pat on the back and say thanks for what you're doing, and thanks for joining iSponsor and being a part of what we're trying to achieve here as well.
Yeah. It's going to be a big thing, and that's the thing, guys. Obviously, with you know the times that we're in, it's unprecedented, and this is sort of something that can be unaffected by COVID in a sense of supporting your local. You know, I made a decision a long time ago to try not to shop at the big retailers like Woolworths and Coles, to more shop through, you know, your local butcher or your local fruit and veg shop. Because it's all about supporting your local, and now more than ever, you know, Australia needs it. So this is a platform that can just bring a community together within sport and within business. But yeah, once again, we just want to thank everyone for their time. This will be recorded.
I'll just put my email address in the chat right now. So it's just richard@isponsораpp.com. There's probably a few questions that we haven't answered. Hey, so please don't be shy. Like, feel free to give us an email anytime. I'll get straight back to them. You know, I spend a lot of time with my phone in my hand as well. So, you know, my email's there if you guys want to send me an email, any questions directly, any issues at all. But yeah, so sorry, Damien.
No, unreal, mate. We'll leave it there. I think we're on just about 35 minutes. So appreciate your time, everyone. And yeah, we'll chat to you soon. Cheers.
See you guys.